Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, following on from the last video with another one tabling snap video with some classical music in the background. I forgot to mention at the start of the last video, I have a new little mini goal that I'd like to get to. I do have a YouTube Facebook group. The link to it is beneath the video. If you haven't yet joined that group, please do come along and join. There are a few rules. Well, one rule basically. The one rule is don't be a cunt. Discussion is allowed, debate is allowed, disagreements are allowed, but all done respectfully. I'm trying to create an environment for recreational losing poker players and like winning poker players, just to go get involved, create a friendly community, and I think I've succeeded in doing that. We've got something like 600 and whatever, I'm not entirely sure how many members. Let me just check out if it's 680 or 630. So let's see. 684 members. I'd like to get that to 1,000. That would be nice. Again, I've no plans to monetize it. It's just I'm enjoying creating what is a growing community that's really friendly, really nice. If you want some help with your game, if you're a losing recreational player, if you want somebody to come and post bad beats, have a moan, whatever, without being verbally assaulted by tosspot regulars, then please come along and join in. You'll be more than welcome, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Even if you're just a lurker, I'm sure you'll get something from it. So let's get on with the session. Three bet by your short stacking Nick, King Queen in the bin. If for the record you are a reasonably competent poker player that just buys it for 50 big blinds, I've got a few things to say to you. Number one, grow some fucking balls. Number two, stop being a dick. Number three, stay out of my games because you're just a fucking idiot. Yeah, if you're a recreational player who buys in short, then have some fun, I guess. But not if you're a regular. If you're a regular that just buys in 50 big blinds and then hits and runs, then there's no other word to describe you other than cunt. And just, yeah, just give up poker, I guess, or at least buy in deeper and make things more interesting. I guess we're just going to triple off here with this flush draw. Don't really like bluffing too much on paired boards. There's a reasonable chance he has a jack, I guess, but nevertheless we're going to triple off anyway. This is a shit run out for triple barreling. This is a really shit run out. And does he even fold an 8 here if we triple? I mean, we know he's not folding a jack. 10-9 got there on the turn. Probably doesn't have a flush draw very often, so check calling's out. I was going to triple, but it's a shit run out for it, so we're going to actually abandon the mission. And he maybe would have folded that, but it just wasn't a good run out for carrying out the triple barrel plan. The brick 7-3 run out isn't going to get too many folds from pairs, you wouldn't imagine. If I was him, what would I do with an 8 there? I would have played it the same as him. Would I have called the river? What's his a 3/4 pot or bigger bet? I don't think I would, but I think lots of other players would. This guy just checked bad deuces. 3 streets. And we have to keep paying when he's min. I mean, I think we're losing here most of the time, but when he just keeps min betting, we need to keep check calling. Do we just lead here? Yes, we do. And, yes. This guy's showing up a few tables. He might be an unknown regular. Or he might just be someone we're in the same loop as, of like folding the same times and then being at tables that are respawning. Bomberman. Don't know too much about him, but we do have 2 fish to go behind, so we're going to flat. See if we can get the fish to come in. So I think Bomberman at this point, when he doesn't see bet, he probably just has 2 high cards, some that are ahead of us, some that are behind us. Don't expect Dima to fold a pair very often, but we are going to make a small stab. In fact, I don't expect Dima to fold a pair at all. But we get min raised, which is pretty amusing. Just call and hope to hit an ace or a jack, I guess. And you really want to call for a chop here. Chop or lose to quads. And we chop, which is nice. The days at Lace Crate and I used to be battling at the 100L full ring tables back in around 2012, I would say. How times have changed. Might go for, I was about to say, might go for check raise versus a smallish bet here. Some backdoor equity, and it's a board that shouldn't hit his range too hard. 10-5 deuce rainbow, and I can certainly have a lot. I can't really have any two pairs there, but I can have sets and, well, not much else. To be fair, I can't have very much either, but when I see small C bets on dry boards, I do try and get after them if I have what I consider to be bits and pieces of equity. I wondered what the bomber man was doing it with, and he had the goods. I do genuinely believe that when people 3-bet in these games, they have some bluffs, but generally speaking, the ranges are pretty fucking strong, and I think it's one of the biggest mistakes lots of guys make is they just defend way too much versus 3-bets. We're going to go for a squeeze here with our king queen off. King queen suited, we would definitely call it, but king queen off, I think we can squeeze. We're going to make quite a big squeeze out to about 15 or 16 blinds. There's a lot in the pot already. There's already $3 or so in the pot. Not out there. We can just hopefully try and pick up pre. Hope not to get back raised. That would be annoying, especially if Aaron did it, because we'd have like a complicated maths question. As it happens, we've been called in 2 spots and the flop's utterly fucking useless to us, so it's as simple as it is irritating now. YouTube man. Yep, we were in Russia. That's a flop. I am not going to see it versus someone's limp call with the fish tag. Yeah, we have some backdoor equity, but I think we just don't get too many folds here. I will delay c-bet if we get a reasonable turn. That's not really a reasonable turn. If he checks again, I probably will just bet twice. Just to get him off ace highs and very small pairs. He leads. Very small. If I had any like decent equity or like a spade draw or something, I would certainly raise here and back bomb the river. But we don't. So we're not going to suck out enough of the times when we raise and get called, so we're not going to bother doing it. Ace deuce, we have 1, 2 potential fish, so we're going to open it. seen this guy play a pot yet. Before bets I would reluctantly go all in. I'm not a huge fan of getting ace king in pre, but I'm happy to get it in if I'm getting the last bet in. Not super stoked to call off with it, but always pretty pleased, well not pretty pleased, but happy to get it in as the person who's putting the decision back on my opponent. For those of you who watched the first video, it's very evident that the lineup in the pool has changed just slightly because the games are playing different. There's not as many limpers, there's a bit more 3-betting going on. It doesn't take much to like shift the dynamic of these games. It just takes 1 or 2 regs or semi-regs to enter the pool and start just doing a bit more 3-betting and a bit more folding to completely, well not completely, but to really shift the dynamic. And you need to be sensitive to that when you're playing in these smaller pools. You need to be sensitive when you can be a little bit out of line and understand that sometimes the game's going to shift and you're then going to need to switch into a more careful and conservative mode. If he checks here, he can bet. We're going to get check raise too often on these types of boards. Really hope we don't get jammed on here because obviously we're going to have to fold and we're going to be throwing away a whole ton of equity. Do we jam here? Do we go small? The reason why I elected for 8 was I was hoping, I didn't want him to fold a jack. I mean, I think the problem is I think he often just 3-bets a jack on the turn, so maybe he just has like a set of 8s or some 2 pairs or what have you. Maybe he had a spade draw. I would jam against a fish there for sure because I don't think a fish is going to fold a jack. But against someone like Bombman, I'm going to think he's a regular. I don't think he's going to pay a jam off with a jack. I mean, obviously, if he's rivered hearts, he's going to pay a sizable bet off, but it seems unlikely. Again, ace 10 offsuit, not really a hand I want to play versus under the gun very often, but when it's somebody who isn't playing a full stack, then I'm going to loosen my requirements somewhat for defending. Please don't race. That's what the thought that's going through my head now is please don't race. Call and lose, that's nice. Ace Jack. What a hero. Ten-8 suited, I'm seeing 3 fish tags, so we're going to play the hand. The thing is that we're going to play it for a 3-bet now to try and isolate this guy. We're going to call and just play a family pot and try and smash the world. And I think we're going to go with the... Well, we were going to try and play a family pot and smash it, but... I guess now we're just going to flop middle pair and get a little bit stuck. I don't mind if he raises here, makes my decision super easy. If we can just fold. If he calls, we're going to call and feel uncomfortable. We're just going to call here now and spike 2 pairs. No reason to raise here. We can still be behind 2 sets of 3s. Jack 9's now got there. We're behind to Queen 10. Yeah, we guess we can maybe put some pressure on King Queen and things, but happy just to call again. And I think there's a reasonable chance we'll beat here by just some better 2 pairs sets. King Jack's a hand that springs obviously to mind that he might have as a bluff. Ace Jack I guess too. Usually when I pay triple barrels off with less than a nutted hand, usually when I call these bets I end up paying off too much. I think there's a good chance we're going to lose here, but our hand's just too strong. And he just had 3-5 offsuit, which is fucking bonkers, but we'll take it. Snap calls, we flop the boat, which is nice, but it means we're probably not going to win an awful lot of money. And I think this is probably going to get a lot of folds, but it's less than 1/3 pot, so we can only hope. Probably should have sized up slightly to make it this not on over on the river. Please have Jack 10, please have King Queen, please have King 9, please have a deuce. King Jack, nice. And he leaves. Three bets and 1, flop a boat, get paid. Poker sometimes is ridiculously simple, but only sometimes. Laschen. That sounds German. Put some more in, boys. You can fuck off, Oxoroshi. Vape time. Aussie, Aussie. Oi. On to second pair. That's a flush draw. And what's the second pair? Again, we're calling a triple barrel down. There's a good chance, not a good chance, but there's a reasonable chance we can be beat. But what can we do? We have to call Jack 10 beats us, Ace Queen beats us, Ace Deuce. Well, basically, all these two pairs beat us. King Jack doesn't beat us. Running good. Not going to pretend I'm playing well. We're just running good. It was a donkey from before, wasn't he? He just like went off with a 5-3. Way behind to Exoroshi. But we can flop well versus Riddle. And then we're in reasonable shape. The call this time. He's taking a different line. He donked last time and went off with bottom pair. I mean, I guess there's a few, not much, but a few things to beat. But yeah, I think we've done two good two calls that are not heroes. What the fuck am I talking about? We had two calls on the river that have been good. That one felt less good. Two pairs. Ah, that river sucks. It sucks because we couldn't roll bigger. I'm guessing he just had a weak jack or just the ace 5. green, please. Not bad. Pick up a good shot at least. Not going to bet it. Or do we just block here? Do we set our own price? Because we're going to have to check call anyway. Maybe just betting picks up some folds. Who knows? Maybe we get a fold from an 8. We get raised, which really blows. So we would cost 6 to win 14 plus some implied odds. We're not getting the direct odds for sure. We do have hopefully 12 out, which is worth what, about 36? No, is it 36? At 24-25% equity. We need much more equity than that, but if we hit, we get paid. If it's in position, I will call this bet. I think out of position, we're not guaranteed to get on when we do hit. And if we lead out, we could get some folds. If we check, it's going to check back a lot when we hit. So, yeah, I kind of bet there to try and set my own price. I'm not to have to call a pot size bet, but it didn't work out. I'll often bet versus weaker players with just 2 upper cards. You can barrel a 10 or higher. I'm not going to barrel on the jack, which is higher than the 10, but it didn't mean barreling on the jack. It just meant like if we hit a 10 for a straight draw, or a king or a queen for the pair, or an ace for some fold equity, but jack's not a good card to barrel on versus a fish there. On a fold here, I would frequently open this from the button, but the big blind doesn't have many chips, and I'm regular in the small blind. If the big blind had more chips, I would certainly open, but 6-4 suited, when you open those types of hands, they do require you to bluff a lot post flop, and I don't really like setting us up in a situation where I know we're going to be bluffing a lot against somebody who is short stacked and likely to be fishy, because they're not ideal candidates to try and run bluffs against. If we raise here, we need jams, we have to fold, which sucks. We just call, we allow him to realise a lot of equity, which just sucks. We do get to beat Jack Queen though. Bugatti. It's a posh car, isn't it? A Bugatti. Don't know what you guys think, but I've really quite enjoyed having the classical music just popping along in the background. I guess if you're quite young and watching this, you won't appreciate it. I guess if you're someone of my generation, you might at least be able to tolerate it, or hopefully find it a welcome addition. Pretty good chance whether you like it or not, if I can get the balance right so it's not overbearing. It's here to stay. If I were to commit to making a third video, I will check the lobby, because it does feel like there's maybe less people in the lobby than I was at the start, given they were waiting for more players more often, etc. So I'm going to end this video now. There may be a third one following, there may not, depending on how the lobby's looking. But we'll play this Queen 8 and then we'll wind it in. Actually, we're just going to fold now. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We've had some fun, we've made some calls, we've won some pots, now we'll play the Ace King. And we've listened to some classical music. Maybe back with the third video, maybe not be, but if not, we'll see you again soon with something else. Bye for now.